Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have a bit of a different setup. I'm not really sure if you can tell that much, but instead of my bed over here there's like some boxes, but that is because my brother moved out and my mom and I are making his room into a bit of a work/craft room. So I'm going to be filming in here now because it just gives me a lot more space in my room and I can separate the two. You know, my room is my place where I relax, and then this is going to be where I film and work and things like that. So I think it works out. I'm not sure if there's much of an echo, but if there is, I'm sorry. You know, once we fill it out more, it's gonna all come together. So either way, I kind of like this setup. Either way, that long introduction. Today we're going to be doing a bit of a book review, and I haven't done one in quite some time, probably like a year or so, and that kind of just goes to show how many books I've been able to read. I really failed on my 2018 book reading list. Unfortunately, I've just been in a like 5-year long reading slump, and unfortunately I can only read like a book maybe, I don't even know, for like every 6 months or something like that, and it's really horrible, but I'm hoping to, you know, slowly get back into it. Maybe with this room it'll be kind of a reading room and I'll be able to get back into it, but I really miss reading. It's really, honestly, really something that's therapeutic because you just go into a whole different world and you can see those characters in their lives and everything, and you can kind of forget about yours for a bit. But either way, the book I'm going to be reviewing today is A Creature of Moonlight, and it has a beautiful cover. As you can see, it really glistens and has a little moon and a little dragon there, and it's by Rebecca Hahn, and I haven't read anything from her before, but I really definitely do want to see if she has anything else because I really loved her writing in this book, and her writing definitely fits the story. It's very kind of whimsical and, you know, it flows really well, and she definitely puts you into the world that she's trying to create with this book, and you just definitely feel like you're there. And when I did pick it up and start reading, I read for like hours. I remember at one point I was reading at like 9 at night, and I just wanted to read for a bit before bed, and before I knew it, it was literally like 1 in the morning and I was still reading, and it was really good. And unfortunately I took a really long time to read it, not because of the writing, just because of my whole reading slump. But like I said, when I did pick it up, it was really amazing and I loved every second of it. And there are going to be spoilers in this video, but I'm going to leave them until the end so that, you know, I can just give my opinion on this one for now, so that you can watch that and click off if you want to read it yourself. But I'm just letting you know now, and then I'll warn you once I get to the end of the video, and I'll, you know, do some spoilers and stuff. So I'm going to read you the little thing on the inside here. I forget what it's called, like the little excerpt on the inside. Says, "The girls who escape into the forbidden woods do it for one reason, freedom. But Marnie has never heeded the voices that called to her from among the trees, the ones that lured her mother away so many years ago. Marnie is the rightful heir to the throne, though she lives in exile growing flowers from the court. Well, it isn't the life of a princess, at least she's been safe, until now. Marnie is not a little girl anymore. People are starting to notice her, and the voices in the woods have grown too loud to ignore. When the trees themselves begin to move in on the kingdom, Marnie knows she must make a choice. She could claim her birthright as a princess of a realm whose ruthless king wants her dead, or she could make a life with a father she has never known, the wild dragon who is sending his magical woods to capture her." So definitely is very magical. And I really honestly love the character Marnie. She's the main character, and she's a very strong female character. Once the book, you know, goes through, you meet her and everything, and you can see that she doesn't take any flattery because she just knows that the men and the women who come by and try to flatter her, you know, they just feel bad because everyone knows that she is, you know, the rightful heir to the throne, and but they don't really say anything. They just try to flatter her, try to make up for, I guess, letting her be in exile, and she doesn't take any of it. She's just like, you know, you guys let me be in exile, you know, just let me be in exile in peace because I don't want to deal with any of you. And I really honestly love her very much, and she definitely kind of develops throughout the story. She starts off strong, and then she kind of, she's cold in the beginning, and then she kind of warms up and she learns things about her past, and she's able to make the decisions that she needs to for herself. And without spoiling too much of the book, maybe just a little bit, but not too much. But I'm just gonna say that something happens, and Marnie ends up going to the kingdom, and she has this mission to kill her uncle, who is the king now. And I really don't want to spoil it for you guys, so I'm trying to like dance around and saying that he did something that, you know, she wants him dead for. So, and the entire time that she's in the king's court and she's there being treated like a princess, you know, she never forgets her mission, and she always has her eyes set on that. And I really like that about her. And even though her mission is to kill her uncle, she is still human, or at least partly human, as it said in the beginning. You know, the father she's never known is the dragon, a wild dragon, and he is a dragon. It's not just some metaphor. And even though she has her mission, you know, she still gets swayed by something, but then she always goes straight back to it. And she realizes when she's being persuaded to go in a different direction. So I definitely highly recommend you pick this up if you are into like young adult fantasy type of books. And there is slightly like a bit of a love story, not too much though. It's mostly a book about like the magical woods and dragons and things like that, and I really liked it, and I felt like I was in that world, and I never wanted to leave because it was really, really good. So now I'm going to spoil a little bit just to finish up this little review, because I'm going to talk about the ending and what I thought of it. So if you are going to read this yourself and you don't want to be spoiled, click off now. And thank you very much for watching. And anyone who has already read it or isn't planning to read it but they want to find out what happens, stay around because I'm going to talk about that right now. So I am a huge sap for all-around happy endings. You know, I love all the characters to be happy. Sometimes even the villains, I like for them to be happy, you know, or at least maybe turn around or something like that. And this one does have a bittersweet ending. It definitely, Marnie in the end has to make a choice between staying with her father, the dragon, or moving back to the kingdom. And she has her uncle's wife, I guess her aunt. She really honestly loves her, and she can see that she's not like her uncle, you know, she's not just some little queen puppet, and she really honestly cares about her. So after spending a long time in the magical woods with her father, you know, doing things like becoming a phoenix or becoming a mouse, becoming a wolf, she can do these things because she has that magic in her. She realizes that she needs to head back, and there's a bit that's like, I really wish she could have gone back to the kingdom but also still kept the connection with her father, because I honestly feel really bad for him, because even though, you know, she says to him that he let her mother die, he could have come in and swooped her up before she got killed by her uncle, things like that. You know, she really crushes his heart because he really loves her, because it's his daughter, and, you know, the last connection to this human girl that he loved once. And I feel really bad because she has to break his heart so that he won't send his woods after her anymore, because he doesn't want her to come back, basically. And I feel really honestly bad for him, and I feel bad for her too, because, you know, she wanted that connection and she wanted that world, and she's never felt like she belonged anywhere else but in those woods, and she has to leave it all behind. And I really wish she could have kept the two. I really do, because I loved that world and she loved that world, and it's just kind of sad that it's kind of one of those things that you just have to think, you know, even though it's a fictional world, but in their future, you know, they're never going to see each other again, and it just makes me really sad. And I mean, there's always that little possibility that she might go back, you know, see him, things like that. But I'm pretty sure even in the book that it says that, you know, they're never going to see each other again. But it just makes me really sad about it. And I'm just such a big sap for happy endings. But it really, like, it was the good ending, like not the best ending, but the good ending. And it was a decision that she had to make, and it was a good one. You know, it was a good for everyone, because the woods were taking over the kingdom and people's lives were being destroyed on the other end while she was frolicking, you know, around in the woods and everything. So I know she made the right decision. It was just really hard, I know, for for both of them. And that's the only thing I have to say, is that, you know, it's just my own preference that I love to have happy endings all around. So that's the only thing I have to say about that. That kind of made me sad, but otherwise I honestly really loved this book. And I'm so happy that I was able to pick it up, and it, you know, I'm always drawn by really beautiful covers. I know you're not supposed to, but this cover was really beautiful, and I really like the young adult fantasy genre, so this one is perfect for it, and I really loved it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know that I'm still kind of testing how to review books and everything, so I do hope that you enjoyed it and that it wasn't too boring, and if you did, please give me a like on this video, and all my social media will be in the description below, and subscribe for more videos in the future, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.